So this episode is courtesy of a friend and customer of ours whose name is Dawn. She spent all day yesterday baking some doggy treats. Here they are. I appreciate they don't probably look very tasty, but they look really healthy. And they smell fine. They smell good. They smell neutral. Nothing, no smell there. So Dawn asked me how many dogs I had again. She needed reminding. I said 5, but I didn't realise she was going to give me treats. Otherwise, I may have said 6 because I got an extra dog here today. So I'm going to have to kind of cut one of these up for them in half to make 6. Well, that's fine because there's some big ones. Dawn, thank you so much. And you've inspired me to do this episode, which is going to be about food aggression and how we resolve it, and also what causes it, why a dog's aggressive around food, what does it mean if your dog is aggressive towards food. Dawn, what are the ingredients for those treats? So in this series, it's all about dog aggression, okay? And this first one is going to be about food aggression and why they resource guard food in particular, not other things, just food. And something I really want to touch on is the reason why. Because if you understand why they resource guard food, then, and this isn't, obviously not every dog does this, but some dogs do. So here's the thing, okay? Food guarding or food resource guarding or whatever you want to call it, food aggression, it comes down to one thing. Fear that the dog has that something or someone is going to take that food and they're going to take it away from them. Okay, so you imagine this. This is my hard-earned cash, and I need to know that no one is going to take this from me. I need to keep my money safe. I need to make sure I don't put into a bank account that's going to go bust, which means it's going to I'm going to lose my cash. That means I'm going to fear that when I make a decision on which bank I go with. It also means if I don't know, let people into my home, I need to know that I trust those people enough to say, I can leave my money here and you're not going to take it. Now, I need this cash, this money, I need this money to purchase my food, to get my treats, and without it, I would struggle to survive, yeah? So, and the same for the dog. This has no value for the dog whatsoever. They fear one thing. They fear that someone or something is going to take their food away. Let's say it's your dog, okay? Let's say your dog, it doesn't value money. It values real food. So the likelihood is that if you have a dog that's displaying aggression towards you when they have their food, it's because you're going too close and they fear you're going to take that food. They fear you're going to take their money from them because that's the one thing that helps them survive. How do you conquer that? How do you stop them from reacting aggressively towards you when you mean no harm? Well, that's just it. You have to convince them that you don't want their food. If anything, you do the opposite. You give them more food to encourage them to chill out a bit and just understand that you don't want their food. So it's about, giving them their food and then saying, actually, do you know what? Here's more food. Let me put this into perspective for you. I've got a bowl full of food. So this is what would typically happen. We put this down, and although you probably know that I'm not a fan of putting food in a bowl anyway, I prefer to use their food as their reward every day rather than giving it to them for free. I mean, I don't want to do that. I want to work with him. Especially a breed like this, especially a collie. I want to work him. I want to make him. This is Chip, by the way. Yeah, you. Wait there. So Chip is a working dog. He wants to do something. He wants to work for his food. He wants to work every day and do stuff. Anyway, so rather than doing this, okay, and there we go, it's a free bit. Rather than just putting this down, dog with I need to pour some of this out. A dog that has food aggression issues. There we go. There we go. Wouldn't let somebody go next to their food like this. They wouldn't let anyone come near their food because in fear of them taking it. The dog is like that, and they do fear you taking their food. It's a simple process, but it's timely. It's you have to have patience with this. Okay. So as he comes to the end of his food, I want to be adding a little bit more to it. Maybe not in the bowl directly, because if I put it in the bowl, then there's a chance he is going to react, or Chip won't, but he may think I'm going to react. Instead of feeding him his entire meal in the bowl, I want to take most of it out, and actually once he starts finishing what's in the bowl, then I'm going to start adding a bit more near to the bowl. Okay, now I'm really quite close here, but that's purely because of the camera, but we could be starting this maybe 5 foot away. We have to find out where that threshold is for that dog. But you can't have any more yet, so we're going to get the other bits first. We've got to do the training. So we're going to find out where the threshold is for that your particular dog, and if it's 5 foot away, then so be it. If it's 10 foot away, then that's as close as you need to go, and that's where you start putting food nearer to the bowl within that threshold, where eventually, when he finishes his food, once he starts finishing and slowing down, then we start adding more to it. And what we're doing is going against what his fear is telling him. His fear is saying that person is there and they're going to take my food. But actually what we're saying is, do you know what, I don't want your food, keep it. It stinks. I mean, don't go this close is not okay. It's only because I know Chip shouldn't do anything with me. People are drawn to trying to pull the ball away from the dog, but don't do that. This is not a competition. This is a fear-based reaction from the dog, and we want to convince them that actually, look, have more food, take more food, it's fine, but only give them the portion they're supposed to have. So don't give them more on top of their daily allowance. You give them only what they're allowed, but you just keep adding to it. But remember, the threshold, you have to make sure, you may have to drop them a little bit further away from the dog, yeah, take them over there, before you commit to getting in closer to the bowl. However, again, for me, I prefer to feed them out of my hand, training them, sit, yes, good boy, training them whilst feeding them, opposed to putting it in a bowl. Convince them that you're not a threat to them with their food anymore, then they should start letting you just go closer and closer. If they know you're coming in with more food, it's not going to be a problem. So that's pretty much what it is. It's all a fear-based reaction, and the aggression is just their way of getting rid of the thing that is a threat in their eyes. And it's nothing to do with dominance or pack leader or nothing like that. It's all purely down to a fear-based reaction from them, and that's the thing we have to be working on, is convinced, never mind, same thing. You may have noticed Chip there, his appetite is huge, and all of my dogs' appetites are big, purely because they have competition from each other. So they're fed within maybe 15 foot of each other, some maybe a little bit closer, but within 15 foot, so that the competition is always there. They always want that food, which is amazing for training. But really, for me, again, is I don't like dogs being fed out of bowls. I want them to be fed, from you. I want you to give them their food so that you can train them whilst you're doing it. It builds up a huge, amazing bond with your dog, and that's so important for any kind of any hurdle you come across. This could be gone. Yeah, it is. Okay, these are the ingredients. 125 grams of frozen spinach, that's why they're green. 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, 100 grams of all-purpose flour, 100 grams of fine oats, water and flour is required. I'll put it at the end. I'll put the ingredients list at the end. And feed your doggies these lovely green little parsley things. Maybe you can't see them. Can you see them? Let's get the camera on focus there. Can we get it? Thanks, Don. So yeah, that's that. Don't forget, guys, subscribe to my channel. This is really important because without subscribers I'm not going to make the videos, and I really want to make more videos. I really do. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you have any questions on food aggression, comment below, and we'll see what we have in the next series on dog aggression. But let's dish these. Let's dish these treats out. I've got to cut that one up first.
We must also realize that the problems of racial injustice and economic injustice cannot be solved without a radical redistribution of political and economic power.
Oh, the greedy can't breathe their money when all the green is dead. And the greedy can't swallow their money when we've no more bread. Yeah, the greedy can't hold their money when they've